I have been a fan of ZenBivy sleep systems for a long time. Since I tried my very first one, I've said they are the most comfortable sleep you're gonna find in the backcountry. The biggest caveat to me has always been the weight when it comes to the ZenBivy sleep systems, and they've finally fixed that with the ZenBivy ultralight bed. Laid out in front of me here are all the components and pieces of the ZenBivy ultralight bed. We've got the new ultralight mattress. I've got this in the regular wide. I've got the ZenBivy ultralight sheet. This does come in two different versions. There's an insulated and the uninsulated. I went with the uninsulated version to get as light as I possibly could. And then the ZenBivy ultralight quilt. I've got this in the 25-degree version. Temperature-wise, I would say this is closer to a 30-degree quilt. So for a summer application, this quilt is gonna do you just fine. And really quickly, while I'm talking about the quilt, something I don't think gets mentioned enough, these all come with this mesh storage sack for your top quilt here. So to be able to store your quilt in an uncompressed state is gonna make it last a little bit longer, and not every manufacturer out there sends you a storage bag with your quilts and high-end sleeping bags. So getting a storage sack is really, really nice to get. So we'll go through each piece of this system one by one and then talk about how it all works and combines together. First up is the new ZenBivy ultralight mattress. I've got this one in a regular wide. It comes in at 1 pound, 3 ounces. As you would expect with most air pads, you're gonna have a repair kit with it, so that comes in the storage sack. When you pull the pad out of your storage sack, you may notice it does not come with an inflation bag because the storage sack doubles as an inflation bag. So you reach into the storage sack and you'll feel an extra sleeve. You pull that out, and then you've got this little red nozzle on the bottom here that will connect onto your sleeping pad, and you can use the storage sack as a pump sack to fill your sleeping pad. Really, really cool design feature to have, taking one piece of gear, making it serve dual purpose. Now, if you're like me, you're lazy, and I've found that the Nemo attachment for the flex tail pumps works perfectly with the new ZenBivy ultralight mattress. When it's all filled up, you'll notice the really nice dimpled effect across the mattress. Very, very comfortable. This is my first go at a wide mattress. This is the 25 by 72. I am really in love with the wider air pads at this point. I don't know if I'll be able to go back to the more skinny pad, just luxury all the way. Sleeping pad is an R value of 4.8, and it attains that with 2 separate layers of Mylar throughout the sleeping pad. In my experience with pads that use Mylar as the insulation, they're loud and crinkly, but like you can hear on this one, like it is a very, very quiet sleeping pad for the insulation that's inside. The R value of 4.8, I say, is pretty accurate. I've been able to sleep down to -7 degrees Celsius or 20 Fahrenheit on this pad. I was plenty warm. I had no issues. I didn't have to lay anything underneath me for extra insulation. Next up, let's talk about the sheet. This is kind of the critical piece that sort of holds this whole thing together and makes the ZenBivy sleep system work. The big difference from the previous iterations of the sheet to the new ultralight sheet is the length. They basically cut the entire bottom off of the sheet to create the ultralight sheet, so you've only kind of got the sheet portion on your upper half. They've also gone with lighter weight fabrics. They used a 10D fabric, and as I previously mentioned, I went with the uninsulated version. They do have insulated versions of the hood, but I wanted to go as light as possible. I went with the uninsulated version, and the ultralight sheet here, including the 2 straps that hook it up to the pad, comes to 2.7 ounces. So they've been able to make these sheets ridiculously lightweight. The sheets are fitted to a specific width sleeping pad. So if you've got the wider sleeping pad like I have here, you've just got to make sure you've got the corresponding sheet to go with that wide pad as opposed to a more narrow sleeping pad. To connect the sheet to the pad, you just wrap the 2 straps around the back, clip those together. That's what secures the sheet to the pad. You've got access to your valve, which is really, really nice if you want to make any fine-tune adjustments to the air level inside your sleeping pad. You still got the wings that come up the side with the color-coordinated hooks that attach your sheet to your quilt, and it creates the ZenBivy bed system. And going to a 10D fabric, you did not lose that comfort and softness inside. If you've ever heard anyone talk about how soft and nice the ZenBivy materials feel up against your skin, even these 10D fabrics, they are really, really nice up against your skin, so you did not lose the quality there. You look at the inside of the hood on the new ZenBivy ultralight sheet, there's a feature here that when ZenBivy kind of sent out their little information packet to me, I didn't even notice this part because it involves the new ZenBivy ultralight pillow, and I'm not a big fan of inflatable pillows, so I honestly just skipped over this part. I didn't even realize that on the new ultralight pillow, not the older version that I have here, but on the new one, there's 2 hooks and they correspond to the two little loops on the inside of the sheet. And so what that does is you hook your pillow inside the sheet and your pillow is not going to slide around. Most people who use ZenBivy systems, you just toss your pillow inside the hood and rely on that to hold it in place, and they've just added that hook and loop system as just an extra little point of securement inside. Much like the sheet, the quilt has gone to 10D fabrics, and it's also gone to a 900 fill power down. So utilizing some of the most ultralight quilt fabrics out there on the market, ZenBivy has really stepped it up in terms of fabrics and quality in that regard. Much like the sheet, you don't lose that comfort and nice soft touch up against your skin. This 10D fabric on the inside, really nice, really soft. So you've got the sewn foot box with the single hook and loop system. So if you want to have a little bit more of a warm experience and leave that hook opened up, you can really spread your legs open. And if it's a cooler night, you can close that hook and loop and completely close off the foot box and have a more standard closed foot box style sleep system. Coming up the side of the quilt, you've got the color coordinated loops that correspond with the color coordinated hooks on the sheet that attaches the quilt to the sheet. Really puffy baffle that you're going to find around the neck area, and the Kylie curve that ZenBivy is known for. That's the 2/3 length cinch at the neck area. So you cinch off the center portion of the neck and it leaves these two little wing flaps here, and you use those to tuck in along the side of your neck when you're crawling into bed and sleeping. So when you crawl into a ZenBivy bed, you just hook up the corresponding loops to the corresponding hooks. They're all color coordinated, makes it really nice for you. Then you cinch up the Kylie curve to whatever tightness you want that cinch around your neck. Tuck your flaps in on the side. Toss your hat, because nobody sleeps in hats. And you've got the most comfortable sleep you're gonna have in the backcountry. Even when you're tossing and turning, you've got this sheet system here that holds up against you, so you can roll tight to the side and the sheet keeps the air sealed in and it keeps the quilt nice and snug up against your body. So like I said, you don't have to put any drafts, no cool spots, really nice system. And that pretty much covers everything on the new ZenBivy Ultralight bed. Everything you'd expect from ZenBivy in terms of really high quality, really comfortable, awesome gear to sleep in. Yeah, it's pretty pricey. This is the most expensive offering ZenBivy's got. If you guys are interested in checking these out, there's going to be links in the description box down below. You can check out anything that I've talked about in this video today. And if you're interested in checking out any of the other gear from ZenBivy that I've previously reviewed and have checked out, check out either of these videos here. I'm sure you'll enjoy those. As always, guys, I am Maddie. Thank you so dang much for watching. I will see you on the next one.